see how it goes and such. Who knows? I don't know if this light is beneficial at all. No. I don't know what that extra bleeding is. Nothing I can do about it, apparently. Whatever it is. So, funny chat. Oh, yes. I don't know why all the flash isn't working anymore. Pain in the ass. Yes, remember. Thank you. See if I saw him. That's probably not signed in.
Frank just posted a video on YouTube.
I don't wish to be a guest, fuckers.
I don't know, he must be fighting with his cat or something.
Yes, exactly. Fighting with something. Alright, username. Let's see if it'll put it in there for me. Yeah. Come on. Stupid bitch. I mean, bastard. I mean, fucker. Yeah. Do not God. Password. Come on. You can do it now. You don't force me to do it. Fucking son of a bitch. Yes, there's a repeated number in there. Yes, remember it. Thank you. Do not God chat room. Yes. Check was kind of good. Anyway. Alright, now we're rolling, right? I don't even know if my webcam is going to work. We'll find out, though, won't we? Is it plugged in? It's plugged in. Pretty sure it is. Don't know. Oh, look at that. Sub-DNA. Oh, he's gone.
Okay. Anyway, Gary,
I got my name right.
Business you asked. You asked for some...
Look at that. He's wearing a shirt and a tie. Wow. I didn't ask him to wear a shirt and a tie.
Now join the room, motherfucker.
Logitech. Come on, camera. Turn on. Come on. Damn. Oh, there it's working. Alright. Let's see if the mic is working.
Yeah, he's actually in the room now.
Yeah, let's see if the mic is working. Logitech. Yeah, that one's working. We'll go with that. Okay. Continue. Finish. Thank you very much. Alright, looks like we're here, right? Can you hear me?
Oh, here he is. Here he is. The man. Right. The man.
Okay. Made it. So I am recording you all.
To your own room.
And such. So just giving people fair warning. Too late for them to do anything about it anyway. I think I'm recording anyway. Should be a recording. Probably need to back this up. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can knock it off the desk. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool, maybe. No. Lopsided. It's gonna fall over. Alright. You can always read the text, almost. Close enough. I'll probably knock it over. So it won't matter. Anyway, alright, so sub-DNA all dressed up. No place to go, I would imagine. Oh, you went to a funeral today? Suspenders. 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 It's like something that a 4-year-old wears. I wore suspenders when I was 4, okay? I think I was over, I think by the time I was 6, I was already over suspenders. I already said, this doesn't make any sense, it's fucking idiotic. But anyway. I guess it's what the tubby have to do. But it's kind of like sandals, it's just something I wouldn't do, okay? Real men don't eat quiche, don't wear sandals, don't wear suspenders. And don't comb their hair. So, anyway. So, that's not just 2 of us now. Okay, good. So, I guess it's just me and you, buddy. Gary doing his Jackie
Good
Gleason
to see
routine.
you.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's poor man's version of it anyway. And away we go. Or something like that, right? Didn't he say that? And away we go. He said something like that.
Yeah, away we go. Hey, you gave me a homework assignment last week. I don't know if you forgot,
No, I
but
think I
you
gave it to you
said
3 weeks ago.
find. Oh, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. But anyway, you said find a couple of Nietzsche quotes. Okay, that sounds more than a couple.
Couple of
I'm
who the
ready to read them whenever you fill the room.
oh Nietzsche quotes. You could post them, couldn't you? But go ahead, read. Go ahead, but it can't be long. I told you just a paragraph. No, I'm not gonna listen to a whole bunch of Nietzsche shit.
Oh no, they're not long. They're like 30 seconds each. But I mean, you said okay. Here's what you said last week. You said, "Show me two Nietzsche quotes which justify anything Nietzsche ever said or was
Yeah,
trying to
whatever.
say to
Fine,
that."
fine.
Right?
Get to it already. Get to it. Yes, Nietzsche's an idiot, and this will prove it. So let's hear the brilliant Nietzscheisms. Go ahead. Let's hear the silly Nietzsche at his best.
Okay. Thanks for asking.
Do you think with suspenders and a tie he'd be prepared, right? You'd think. He's
So,
still looking, huh? They're so good that your eyes don't want to look at them. It's like looking at God. It's such good text. You have to avert your eyes from the brilliant Nietzscheisms. Ooh.
actually, actually, I just wanted to, yeah, good point, Eric. But I actually just did want to confirm this
Yeah,
before
he
I
wanted
read
to
it.
confirm it was.
And,
Yeah, it was in English, and he wasn't saying something batshit insane like you should fuck your kids or something.
yeah, well, it's not that insane. I think it's pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what is, okay, so assuming you can hear me, what is good-heartedness, refinement, and genius to me? When the human who has these virtues, tolerances, lack feelings, I mean, this is basically 90% of your videos with Anantico, God. When
Whatever.
these virtues tolerate black feelings, hang on, gets better. Uh, in his fate and judgments, and when the demand for certainty is not to him the inmost craving and the deepest need, that which distinguishes the higher from the lower men. Among certain pious ones, I found a hatred, this is really important, I found a hatred of reason and appreciated it, at least they thus betrayed their bad intellectual conscience. And I thought, you above all people, could fucking relate to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
of all the people you
It's a
argued
nothing
against
statement.
over and
What you're
over
gonna
and
just you're
over
gonna
and
sit there
over
and
again.
glorify the words, all right? I'm just saying, taken for what they are. What's he basically just saying? Uh, we need certain needs for. I couldn't even quite tell because you didn't read it very well. But the need for certainty is what, a good thing or a bad thing? It seems to me a pretty rational thing. The need for certainty, that seems a rational impulse, is to be certain of your behavior, to know, to do the right thing, not the wrong thing, to yes, to know well what is the implications of everything, and to be able to make a fair deal, and be sure it's a fair deal. I mean, we come into this life with no certainty. You get paralyzed to tomorrow, not because you deserve it. Who would play an uncertain game? You wouldn't have sport that was, that didn't somehow at least have some prospect of rewarding people for their accomplishment rather than just inadvertently and accidentally deciding who the winner was.
All right. So you asked me for two quotes. So that was one.
Well, that one
And here's
sucked.
the second.
Okay, well, you're really in trouble
Well, I
already.
mean, you asked me for two.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
here's
Well,
two.
you're. I know, but you already failed on one. So the best you can do is mediocre at best. Even if this
Oh,
is exceptional, you're still stuck
that's
with
a matter
mediocre
of
pie.
opinion.
But go ahead.
That's a matter of opinion.
Go
I think I failed
ahead.
on
I don't think
one.
it's a
I
matter of
don't think I failed
opinion.
on one.
It's
But
a matter
anyway,
of
here's
fact.
two. Here's two. You said give me two, so here's two. Okay? In his attack on faith as opposed to reason, Nietzsche made 2 points deserving special emphasis. First, conviction is no proof of truth, right? Conviction
This
no
is a
proof of
Nietzsche
truth.
quote. This sounds like
In
somebody else
reference
quoting
to
Nietzsche.
martyr's flesh, I mean, you gotta at least let me read the fucking thing.
They're not quotes.
Uh,
They're not quotes. You have to read
reference to
quotes, you stupid fuck. Don't you know what a quote is? A quote isn't somebody else's opinion of Nietzsche. A quote is a fucking quote.
Okay, well, I'm like 5 seconds away from the quote, but
Thank
okay,
you.
you want to go right
Yes,
to the quote?
thank
Okay,
you.
fine. Okay, we will go right to the quote. Jump start. Every conviction has its history. It becomes, this is actually a quote. Every conviction has its history. It becomes a conviction after not having been one for a long time, and after scarcely having been one for an even longer time. ... ellipsis. In the Son, that becomes conviction which in the Father was still a lie. By lie, I mean, wishing not to see something that one does see. Wishing not to see something as one sees it, ellipsis. The most common lie is that with which one lies to oneself. Lying to others is relatively an exception. Now, this wishing, what one does see, this wishing not to see as one sees, is almost the first condition for all who are party in any sense. Of necessity, the party man becomes a liar. German historiography, for example, is convinced that Rome represented despotism and that the German tribes brought the spirit of freedom into the world. What is the difference between the conviction and a lie? There.
Wow, that is just so fucking brilliant. So if you're convinced that we evolved on planet Earth, you're just a dupe. You've just fallen for some dodge. You're full of shit because what is a conviction? I mean, come on. It doesn't mean it's a perfect example of exactly why Nietzsche says absolutely nothing. He doesn't say anything about the distinction between the truth and a lie, how you can tell the difference between the two. He just decides to say everything's a lie. Everything not Nietzsche is a lie.
Well, I think if that's your interpretation of Nietzsche, then you've misinterpreted.
No, I think you've missed it. That's right. You've missed it entirely. That he has absolutely nothing to say except to be critical of everybody else except himself. You know, I mean, this is such a dodge to sit there and just basically say that any belief is corrupt. Is essentially all he said in that drivel. No good deed goes unfailed somehow. Somehow that's perfect Randian drivel. There's no way you could ever do anything good in the world because you'll always do it badly or wrong. It'll somehow get corrupted. Somehow evil will take control of it. Somehow, you know, it's this stupid, idiotic notion that, you know, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. These are just fucking cliches. They have nothing to do with reality. They're just cop outs for people who just want an excuse to cop the fuck out. Don't take responsibility because, oh, we can't take responsibility because we're incapable of it.
Yeah, I don't think das macht nicht unbedingt macht mich nicht stärken. That which does not kill me makes me stronger. I don't think that's a shallow
Well, I think it's an incredibly
true.
shallow. It doesn't apply to reality. It doesn't apply to reality in any fucking sense. Having your arm ripped off does not make you stronger. Okay? That's like this idiotic crap like, okay, being blind and now I see more. Well, no, most of the time you're not going to see more. You're just going to be stumbling around a lot and tripping over shit. All right? You're not going to see more. You're just going to have a harder life. I mean, by that philosophy,
Well,
you could
like
argue
it.
that the losers would somehow have some sort of strength to be winners, and they don't. They just end up losing more quickly the next time. The rich wouldn't still own the world if that kind of crap was
Well, the
real.
losers.
But anyway, it just does point out that it's just all cliches. It's all little simplisms that have nothing to do with getting people to understand life. It just has to do with evading it. Evade thinking because you can't trust what you're thinking. Isn't that all he's saying?
No, I think it's the answer. That is not all he's saying.
Yeah, well, I think it is. It's all I got out of it for sure. But whatever.
Well, you then I would say you really haven't read Nietzsche.
Well, I don't know. It's another
I
one of
mean,
his
you've read
typical
him
statements, isn't
peripherally,
it? How
but
many times does Nietzsche talk about civilizations, okay, and good intentions, and the fact that you can't ever have good intentions going into like help, like say if you found some civilization that needed technology or something, and somehow it always goes bad. It always just becomes usury. It always becomes some sort of enslavement. You never do anything good for anybody because you'll always corrupt it. That's all he ever says. I don't know how you can see value in somebody who just says, well, because there's cheaters in the
all right.
world,
Well,
I'm going to
let's go to
assume it's
let's
impossible for
go to
us to do anything.
Nietzsche, Kaufman, and let's see how many times he references civilization.
No, see how many times he references trying to do good. Oh, he's not saying to think for yourself. There is no yourself anyway. In the very statement,
Actually,
he's saying you're supposed to be
probably
suspect
I
of
probably dug a
yourself.
hole for myself on that one because there's nothing in here on civilization. Okay, so dug a hole for myself on that one.
Well, I don't know how he has a book that doesn't have some commentary on do-gooders because he hated do-gooders.
Anyways, I think I should get an A plus on my homework assignment. Because I think I did deliver on what you asked for, and I
Well,
did
I'm
it
sorry. I mean,
spectacularly.
that's,
So I demand an A plus.
yeah, whatever. That's like eating the Twinkie and then handing me the shit and saying, "Look, here's the Twinkie I promised you." Fuck you.
So what grade are you gonna give me?
Huh?
You're
You
gonna
don't
give me
even
a
get a
C grade?
grade. You don't even get a grade, okay? You just know. You're a little dunce cap. You're in the corner. Everybody's throwing spitballs at you right now. We're keep doing it until you get stronger. We're gonna keep humiliating you and throwing spitballs at you until you get good and strong.
Yeah, or until we fucking hang a substitute teacher and get a new one.
Well, you can try to improve, but you're just never gonna be able to do it, I'm afraid. I'm the whatever, the master that is the blaster and such. Anyway. Old fans in the room. Yeah, I spent all day working on my stupid video for you, old fan, you bitch. Yeah, stupid vlogger dome video. Ugh. My good computer,
Old
my good
fans
computer
need me
crapped
very
out
much.
yesterday, right?
So you can fucking enlighten Gary here.
And so everything so I had to move everything to the other computer, and there's all kinds of harassments and hassles, and it can do the editing, so it did accomplish it. So but it wasn't recording the sound. And I was like, fuck. It was just so irritating. And it was just because the one file was really huge, and I couldn't convert it into the right format, and so I had to use a different converter, and I don't know what the hell, but it was just ugh. So I had to like render it 17 times. I'm still not sure I got it, but hopefully I do. So you should get it tomorrow. But I was trying to keep it from getting a huge file because it was like 6 gigabytes or some kind of big thing like that. And I said, okay, gotta make a smaller file. And all this shit, everything went wrong. Well, anyway, so I'm just blaming it on old fans. She did send me cigarettes, but I only got 6 left. Yeah, no, I've got 4 left. 4 packs. I got 4 cigarettes left. Oh, God, I hate my life. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow or some kind of crap, and there's snow on the roof, and this is not going to be good. My roof is like a sway-backed horse or something. It's got this, it just can't. Yeah, you're not going to make my roof stronger, right? You can, the rain isn't going to make my roof stronger. It's going to kill it. Well, it won't kill it. It'll just kill, fatally, mortally injure it and me. And we'll have to go limping through the rest of our lives. Well, you don't have to take the blame. You can always get blamed, but you don't have to take it. You choose to take it. Yeah, fucking people suck. But anyway, I don't think I made any videos this week. I don't know, this is like the longest hiatus from YouTube videos ever, I think. It's like 4 days since I made a video or some kind of crazy shit like that. But there's absolutely nothing to respond to, right? Can't find a rational video on YouTube. And Antikonovad's really jumped the shark. I mean, he's just totally into his whatever, I don't know, it's not even Buddhism now, it's just Hinduism. Ugh, it's insufferable. I don't know, I couldn't even listen to his videos. The last couple, forget it. I don't want to hear all this drivel about how it really makes sense to ring around the mumbo jumbo tree. No, it doesn't make any sense. It's mumbo jumbo. It's religion, you kook. So anyway, It just hasn't been a great week, but you know, there it hasn't been a great week in like 28 years. So it hasn't killed me, but it hasn't made me stronger either. Feeling kind of tired of it all. 68 degrees. Oh, that would be really great. We need a day like that. It was the high, you know, the high. Yesterday was 16 degrees. The high, 16 degrees. Oh, and we've actually hit zero a few nights. I mean, fuck. You know, just really, it's just, you know, I can't walk anywhere because got like 10 inches of snow with all that icy, crusty crap on top of it. So every time you step, it's like, push through the stuff, and then you step, push through the stuff, step, push through the stuff. It's just, ugh, it's horrible. And if the stuff isn't that, then it's all ice everywhere else. But enough weather. So I guess I'll go light my cigarette. I don't have any matches either. Yeah. I have to go to the stove to light the cigarette. Alright. I'm back. Oh, this whole vaccine thing, this baby talk too. Yeah, whatever. Just another truther movement.
Yeah, but what's surprising about this truther movement is how widespread it is, and how pervasive it is across society.
I don't think
I
it's
mean,
very persuasive.
there are large parts of society now.
I don't.
There are large parts of society who say, I don't want to vaccinate my kids because my kids might be injected by a fucking government, and the government might be.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not that many people, so
I mean,
and it still doesn't matter because you can't get into school without a vaccination. So, you know, the law
there's
is
a
the
lot of people.
law.
It
But
is a lot of people who are thinking like this.
well, whatever. It's not that many people.
I mean, you beat the shit out of me out of the last week. Uh, you beat the shit out of me about building, which, okay, maybe you were entitled to. I mean, if you want to beat the shit out of someone, beat the shit out of someone about this.
I just did. I said my piece on it. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. There's not much you can do. People are stupid, okay? So, you know, yeah, Mercury really is fine, actually. You know, it's really not that bad. A little bit of Mercury, I'll do you. I used to play. It was my favorite pet when I was a kid. Fucking Mercury kicks ass. I did have some as a pet. You know, my father was a chemist, so he'd get all kinds of shit. Um, yeah, so I used to roll around in my hands, you know. It's just, yeah, it's a little bit of mercury, so what? Won't kill you. Yeah, well, everybody wants to blame their bad luck on something, right? So what is, I'm just saying that for years people thought it actually made sense to inject people with peach pits, right, to cure cancer. It's called Laetrile. Everybody thought it was a cure for cancer, right? Because anecdotally, one person who was injected with it had remission. And so everybody said, there's proof, see, that guy had remission from his cancer. The Laetrile did it. Well, the Laetrile had nothing to do with it, but millions, perhaps millions of people, had peach pits injected into them for absolutely no good reason because of anecdotal bullshit. And I'm just saying all they have is anecdotal evidence. They don't have any real evidence, like real statistical evidence. And it's just unfortunate that everything is driven by these myths. I mean, they say that 3 Mile Island was substantially a fraud. I mean, the water was dirty as hell, but when they really went to the statistics and they did hard research on the statistics, it was only a minor, of slight increase in the cancer risk.
Yeah, I'm a reluctant nuclear, I don't know, decommissionist. So I get what you're saying, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well, I
more of
used
a
the wrong
fan of
analogy. I didn't mean 3 Mile Island. I
nuclear
meant,
power plant.
I meant whatever that other thing was, the stream thing.
Need it.
Love Canal. Love Canal. Love Canal. That's it. Love Canal. Yeah, well, 3 Mile Island was actually, you know, seriously close to being an absolute disaster.
Yeah, yeah. That fucking thing came close to total meltdown. Total fucking meltdown.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Clint Eastwood would, he made that very sympathetic movie about the Japs, and now he makes some moronic hero glorification. I mean, snipers are kind of weaselly fucks anyway, right? I mean, a sniper is kind of like the weaselliest fuck of all the warriors there are, right? I mean, it's not quite as bad as the guy flying the airplane just pressing the bomb and dropping the napalm, but it's pretty low class snipering. I mean, that's a guy with no balls, in my opinion. You're fighting a war and you're just shooting assholes from 500 yards away. Fuck you, you pussy. You know, you shouldn't be able to take a man's life that cheaply. You should have enough soldier balls to get in the real fight.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie, and I probably never am going to. But
Yeah, I'm not
I
at
don't like
all.
that.
I'm not at all
I don't like that.
interested.
I
I
don't
think
like the
I
whole
think
the
to
patriotic.
just to take a good fart on Clint Eastwood's head, I think I'll just watch God Bless America again, just for the fun of it. That's a much better movie.
Yeah, actually, I ran into Clint Eastwood once. I was uh, I was diving off Pebble Beach, and
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you were.
we
I'm sure
pulled
you. That's
up,
what they
and
call it. It's diving. Yeah, yeah, you were diving. You're off the diving board at Pebble Beach. Yeah. It's actually a whale dock. He's not gonna call it diving. He's calling it diving, but it's where they dock the whales. When they slaughter the whales, they roll them up this plank, and he was diving off the whale plank. Anyway, yeah. Well, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but yeah, points off for Clint Eastwood. He can go ahead and get cancer now, and I don't care. Like I said, I just can't imagine what would motivate somebody to make a movie heroizing anybody that had anything to do with the Gulf War. Paid assassins. Who knows? On the draft science videos, I make them as I see them. I do want to do another one on the two slit stuff, but I really should finish up magnetism and electricity. There's so many angles to that, and there's so much math I'd like to fuck with. But I mean, you can really see it in you know in the creation of electric fields. You can really see the idea of this blocking effect because electric fields behave completely differently on closed surfaces versus you know um, open surfaces, however you want to say that. And the math really fits when it comes to, like, they theoretically use every now and then an infinite surface as a model for the math. And the infinite surface so much goes with the particle theory, just because an infinite surface would block pressure forever. I mean, it would end up with creating an electrical field that wouldn't have an ending, so to speak, just because there'd be nothing. It could never be diminished because there'd be no corner to get around. So the stuff could never get around the edge of the infinite field. And so, but that's a tough video to make just because it's a little complicated for people to understand not only an infinite analogy, but then to explain how the mathematics uses the existence of that very theoretical instrument, and that how it demonstrates, like, they think the math has a bug in it in the sense that it creates this phenomenon, but it's actually what exactly would happen if electric and magnetic fields were actually created by particles. It exactly fits. So it's a very good argument for my case, because it just falls right into the trap of that would only be true if the force was actually made of something, not nothing. A something force it works for. So, but yeah, I really want to just get this over with. I mean, I just want everybody to just concede I'm right. I just want to be done with it, because better minds than mine should be doing all the math and figuring out all this shit. And we ought to just get with the program. I mean, it's a done deal. I mean, I am right. This seems terribly tedious to have to go through this whole fucking arguing about it. Oh yeah, I heard that Brian Williams misremembers, like, Hillary Clinton. I guess they were on the same plane that was getting shot down or something. Oh yeah, that never happened. Well, people should give a shit about liars. Liars are really running the world, and it's, pretty despicable that we're going to elect another liar as president. I mean, come on. Yeah, Brian Williams is some boring guy on, like, CNN or something. But they're all boring. They're all tedious now, right? I mean, I haven't watched too much news, but what little I've seen is these newscasters have way too much personality now. Oof. So anyway, like the 19th tee at Pebble. I don't know what you're talking about now. But you were with Clint when he took his helicopter and blew the water off the green. Yeah, you're sitting right next to Clint when we were blowing the water off with his helicopter. Clint's helicopter. Yeah, Clint's a cool guy. Yeah, he's got a helicopter. He blows water off of a green with it. Oh, I do hate the rich. Oh, from now on. Yeah. Oh, gee. Uh, you have to, like I said, so lying sucks. That's just true. You can quote me on that one.
Yeah, I don't recognize that as a significant Nietzsche, whatever, uh, aphoristic quote that's embedded in memory. So look that one up.
Well, who cares? It's not very profound, is it? No. It's about as obvious as you can get. Um, I mean, everybody's had that
No,
experience.
it's not profound at all.
So, it depends on what somebody lies to you about, also, right? Some lies you really don't mind, you know, and some you do. Somebody put poo in your fucking Twinkie. Well, and they lied about it. Well, that's no good. But, you know, yeah, I still get the
Actually,
Windows calls.
here's a good one.
Yeah.
Here's a
No, I
good
don't.
one.
You
If
already,
you,
you already blew
Dave,
your, you already blew your stinky wad on this
well,
subject. We're not gonna keep
I
having
know, but
Nietzsche jizz on us all
actually
night long.
a good one, man.
I'm not gonna. I don't want it. No, forget it. I give you your shot. You took your shot. You
I
didn't
know
have
I
no
blew my
bullets.
stinky wad,
I'm
but
just
it's
saying, your
back.
gun blew up. It's over. Okay, you lost the competition. There's no second Olympics. You don't get to go. Oh, well, let's have another Olympics after the Olympics because I didn't really bring my A game. Well, fuck you.
Okay, so Special Olympics. Kant still stands outside this movement. He teaches expressly that we must be insensitive to the suffering of others if our good deeds are to have any moral worth. Uh, M. And Schopenhauer, mightily enraged, as one will readily understand, calls this a manifestation of Kant's bad taste.
Wow, that
That's
was
a fucking
profound.
good quote.
It's a good quote. How? How's it a good quote? Both Schopenhauer and Kant were idiots. So let's see. So Kant says it's all about your intentions, and you know Schopenhauer says no. I don't even know what Schopenhauer says. I mean Schopenhauer was sympathetic, but obviously he was only sympathetic in an elitist, like take care of your pet kind of way. Um, and Nietzsche was saying what? What's Nietzsche's conclusion of the two? He's criticizing both, isn't he? So, a typical Nietzsche style, they're both wrong. I'll say nothing, but I'm right. Yeah, well, you pick your own fathers, buddy. Fish head. Schopenhauer ain't my father. He didn't. I never read Schopenhauer. You know, his. I mean, it's a pretty tame antinatalism, if you want to call it the father of antinatalism. It's a pretty tame expression of it. If he has to take 43 volumes to have two sentences relevant on the subject, that's pretty tame to be the father of something. I mean, Darwin is associated with evolution because he actually spent the entire book describing evolution. Where in Schopenhauer's books does he describe the insensitive brutality of procreation? Yeah, plus the fact that Schopenhauer had nothing rational to say about anything anyway. I mean, he wasn't really much of a writer, and he wasn't much of a thinker, in my opinion. He was just an elitist little prick, whining and complaining, much like Nietzsche. Yeah, well, these are guys who never did a day's work in their life, you know. So, just saying, what do these fuckers know about reality? Schopenhauer was obsessed with
Well, I
clothes.
mean, a day's work is antithetical to philosophy by definition.
Well, I think it can't possibly be because it's the only way you're going to acquire knowledge of the true brutal nature of it is to be, you have to be a slave to know what it is to be a slave, right? Well, I'm just
Well,
saying, if look, if all they're doing is thinking, I'm
Gary,
just saying it's not very
well,
high grade
no,
thinking, all right?
I
You
would
read the
agree with,
drivel. Nietzsche couldn't even
I
put
would
three
agree with
paragraphs
you on that
together.
one.
Every single paragraph was a different fucking subject. So you tell me this guy did hard work writing what? Combined run-on sentences? Come on.
Uh, what I was about to say is, I think scrubbing floors and scraping walls and you know pulling off asbestos, I think in a way that does make you a human. It makes you, it grounds you.
Well, I'm just saying, you
That's what I
have
was
to know the
trying to say.
feeling of it. You
I
have to
mean,
know what it is to
you're
be extorted into it, to be obliged, to be obligated. If you don't know it, then you don't, you can't play the game with a net. There's a big difference between walking a tightrope with a net and walking one without a net. Big difference. Oh, Fish, I really find you disgusting.
yeah, I
A lot of
understand.
people
But
find meaning
I
in
mean, if you're
suffering.
bored,
It's not a very good way to put it. People don't find meaning in suffering, they just find excuses for it.
well, I agree. I agree. I mean, I think people find excuses in suffering. They, no matter how bad it gets, shoveling out the
Well, I'm just saying they're stuck with it, okay? It's
cockroaches,
like it's like they're it's like
people,
having a
people
wife
find.
whose ass has gotten too fat and whose
Believe me,
boobs have gotten too
I've
flabby,
done that.
and they're
I've
still
done
going to
that
talk
with
about how
cockroaches.
beautiful their wife
I
is
know what
because it's
that
their
means.
wife. Right? It doesn't have anything to do with the truth. People just sit there and justify suffering because they don't have an alternative.
Possibly, possibly, or they're just over rash or they're just over rationalizing their current condition.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. I'm just saying there's no way to explain it away, so they just explain it away, right? They don't have a rational way to evade it, so they just say it doesn't mean anything. Or it's, they just turn it into some sort of, well, it's just the ante you play. You pay. They just trivialize it. So they really don't have a choice because they have to live with it.
I don't want to I don't want to diminish the value of workers because I mean there are people who pick up my trash every day. There are people who work on my water mains and sewer mains and
Oh, gee, you're just too long, too long.
whatever. And those people are very valuable, and I need those people. I need those people. I need cops. I need people to provide the social infrastructure
Yeah,
to make
well, I don't need
my
no.
life possible.
I don't
I
need.
mean, I'm a hyper intellectual, as are you. But
Oh,
we
please.
need these people
I
to
don't
do
need.
their
I don't
job
need. No,
so
no,
that
no,
we
no, no.
can
You make your own list. You make
intellectualize.
your own list. I'll make my own list. But yeah, cops can all get cancer and die. They're all fucking corrupt. They let it go on, and they don't do anything about it. So fuck them all.
No, I don't think that's true at all.
Well,
I don't
I
think
think you're
cops
just
can get
kidding
all
yourself. Then I think
cancer
you're
and
just
die.
kidding yourself. You don't know that the cops go to work. They see the graft. They see their buddies getting off the hook. They see their buddies getting car accidents and kill other people. And oh yeah, somehow they don't manage to get a blood test for 10 hours to prove the motherfucker's drunk. You're telling me they don't see that shit every motherfucking day and they don't do a goddamn motherfucking thing about it? You're lying to yourself then if you think there's an honest cop in America. There's no fucking honest cop. They're all dirty. Dirty as fucking shit hell. And they all should get cancer and motherfucking die hard and nasty because they're motherfucking pricks for letting the most important, one of the most powerful jobs you can have is be a motherfucking cop. Any day a cop can just walk up to my door, knock on the door, throw a bag of cocaine on the floor, and arrest me. Any fucking cop can do that any goddamn day, and I am going to be totally fucked. People that have that kind of power have to be held to a goddamn higher standard. And these motherfucking cunts can't even clean their own fucking house. And then they want our goddamn sympathy every time one of them actually goes down on the job like they're supposed to. They're supposed to be courageous motherfuckers. They sound like a bunch of whiny goddamn babies. More coal miners die than cops die. Fuck cops.
Gary, I mean, believe me, I have been hassled by cops many times
I don't
in
give a
my own
fuck about
county
your
where I
hassle. I don't give a fuck about your stupid hassle. All right, I give a fuck about cops who lie. Okay, people go to goddamn prison for because of these motherfuckers. And the cops, duplicitous, hypocritical cops who target people. Okay, who sit there and they'll do it. They'll follow them around and wait to find some kind of law they can break so they can steal all their stuff. I mean, cops are disgustingly corrupt, and they like again they don't clean their own house, so fuck them. There's no honest cops.
understand the sentiment, and I agree for the most part.
All right, well I'm just letting you know why I'm not putting cops on my thank you list.
But I don't want a world with no cops.
Well, I frankly,
Sorry.
versus corrupt cops, I'd rather. And if everybody else is going to be armed and dangerous, well then yeah, I'd rather I'm armed and dangerous then. So yeah, no cops and I get to kill everybody. That sounds pretty good too. As an alternative to this bullshit, yeah, maybe that's a better. Maybe that's better because I can probably shoot straighter than they can.
Gary, I'm gonna hazard a guess here, but I'm gonna guess you probably never shot a gun in your life.
Well, you'd be silly to think so. You don't think I'd be curious? You don't think I would at least have a curiosity? You know, just out of the sake of curiosity that I'd want to know what a gun was and what a gun feels like? Of course, come on. So yes, I've shot a gun in my life.
Well, I know you're a curious person, but you don't strike me as a gun owner.
Well, I'm not a gun owner, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean I haven't had a gun. It doesn't mean I haven't know what guns are. I had a BB gun when I was a kid, and I shot a bird and felt horrible and threw the gun away and said I'll never go do that again.
BB guns don't count. Sorry.
Well, I didn't say. I
BB.
said I had a BB gun when I was a kid, and you're saying they don't count. Well, that guess what? It's basically the same thing, point and shoot, and you can kill things with it, moron.
Anyhow, moving hastily along to the next topic.
Which we will fail at again. I mean, you fail at every topic, right? Every single thing SubDNA says, I counter foil him, and he just gets foiled all over the place, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, it's your room.
I don't think
It's
it being
your
my I
room,
don't think
Sid.
it being my room has anything to do with the
You're
fact that
Mr.
I
Fail.
just totally wiped the floor with
You're
you.
Mr. Fail.
Yeah, and it's a conspiracy theory book. Nice thick one.
Yeah, it's John DeLulo's.
Yeah,
It's
well,
John
I actually had a really
DeLulo's.
I had a really good BB gun because it was a pump gun, and so you could just pump it for you could really, you know, it was you could pump it 35 times and it got stronger and stronger. It was kind of a vicious BB gun, but yeah, I mean, I shot a
You
22,
know.
so I mean, I have shot a real
Yeah.
gun, you
Let's
know.
talk about let's talk about that ambitious BB gun.
Let's talk about what? Well, I just don't know. See, I guess you don't really understand the concept. It's just they're all projectile launchers, right? You can make a gun out of almost anything. I had a tennis ball cannon too when I was a kid, right? Made out of soda cans, and it was a fucking. I mean, you could knock people off the street with it, no doubt about it. You could do some serious damage. You know, it was a cannon. You can just call it a toy, but it's not a toy anymore because you can use it for malicious purposes and it'd be one hell of a weapon.
So Gary, they in law school they had us do the research on whatever LexisNexis. So they gave me a test to do, and guess who they had me research? They had me research Judge Hittner
Holy
of Texas,
shit.
and I had to research him and see all the cases he did and cases he recused himself from. So I read your case again. Now that I have more knowledge about the legal lingo, it's a lot more interesting to me. So I read them. I read their. Basically what they did was they took Jonesar's reply and they turned it into an answer and a motion to dismiss at the same time for practically no reason whatsoever. So it was really interesting, that decision. Going
Well,
both.
it was insane, yeah, and like I say, he did get overturned in the appeals court, but I mean, he got recused. I mean, he got forcibly pretty much. Well, they didn't recuse him, but they just said, yeah, basically, you're done, buddy. You're cooked because you're getting overruled on your first ruling in the case. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just so bogus. But that is hilarious that you got to research him. I mean, he was a nut. I mean, he just seems like he seems like the cliche American psychopath, right? Because he was just affiliated with the Boy Scouts and some other kind of crap, and it was all like, oh man, this guy's probably a child molester too. Yeah, that's really a creepy guy.
Yeah, they had us research the, most of his cases are torts, but there's other shit he presides over, and he's still active. I just couldn't believe that out of all people in the U.S., they gave me that.
Yeah, that is really cool, though. Yeah, you had to research my case. Yay! Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have, hung in there on that stuff, but it's all these technicalities. Because I was really disappointed when the appeals court on the second appeal from the lady judge, where they nailed me because my paperwork was a day late. I mean, that was just so fucking bullshit. I mean, all the harassment, all the nonsense you have to go through in a day late on a notice of appeal. I mean, it's the most stupid, superficial piece of paper there could be. And it's the one they get draconian about. I mean, it's a piece of paper that just says, basically, notice an appeal has been filed in the case. I mean, who cares if that notice is a day late?
But the other fucked up thing is I've never seen any other court do this. They basically implemented the Twombly standard, meaning that your claims were conclusory in nature, which means that you can't prove your case. And that's like the most general type of dismissal of any complaint. And they use that as a sanction as well to dismiss your appellate case because you didn't show up for the hearing. So they dismissed it for non-legal reason. They dismissed it for some other reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just so bad, the court system. Because, it's the whole, the way they abuse the idea of summary judgment. Summary judgment is supposed to be essentially be like you have such good evidence you can basically prove you're innocent. So it basically gives you an opportunity to just prove you're innocent, or if you have like absolute proof of guilt that you can just absolutely prove it. But I'm just saying it's basically a defensive move where if you can prove your innocence, you can just get a summary judgment and get the fuck out of town because it's obvious that you couldn't be guilty. And it's just it's so irritating that they reversed the standard. And so it's like it doesn't even mean anything because now they're using summary judgment as evidence of conviction or something, or evidence of no case, and that's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because summary judgment only looks at the legality of the claim, not the merits, and that's what they basically did.
Yeah, and now they've just turned it into a perverse kind of merit, where well, unless it's double possible, I can tell you, it can't just be no. Well, it's possible, but it's not double possible. So yeah, fuck it, throw it out. I mean, it's just it's a silly standard. Well, I mean, they've just taken it where they don't understand that it really has to be absolutely proven. If you can't win a summary judgment unless you just totally nailed the argument, and it's just they're just not doing that. I mean, they're not holding it to that standard. So they've broken the use. It's just a pre-trial where the judge gets to throw the case out for any reason they feel like. But anyway, it was an experience. But yeah, see, that's the kind of thing where you have to do it to actually know. I actually thought the legal system. I actually thought the legal system had some merit. I actually thought there was, that would be the savior eventually. Is that if we could get this shit in court, we could actually fix something. And then you find out, nah, courts are just as bad as the politics. There's Obama everywhere. The whole fucking world's just covered with Obama. So anyway, so maybe I will save this recording since it's an hour's worth and upload it in pieces, and that way I'm guaranteed not to fuck up too much. So we'll see if it saves.